Hey everyone, welcome back to the NFM Podcast, brought to you in the Optimize You studio. I am here with Joey and Level Wellness, and super excited to hear all about what you guys do. And also Collin, our co-host today.
How's it going?
It's good. I love that hat.
Thank you.
I meant to tell you that earlier.
Yeah.
Proud
Glad to
dad.
be here.
Dad
Proud
gang.
dad.
That's right.
If you know, you know. I don't know, but
That's what they say.
on the side, that's what it said. For those who aren't watching right now, on the side of it, it says, if you know, you know.
I always forget that's on the hat.
It is on there. Tell me the letters in that acronym. Go. Too late.
IYKNY.
I honestly had to think about it for a good second.
See, you put me on the spot for a question you didn't even know.
I knew it was hard. That's why I put you on the spot. Our sponsors for this episode today are B2 Wellness, Level Wellness, which is who we get to talk to today,
right.
and Social Indoor. Before we get into it, we are going to start with our little icebreaker, our quality questions. And we are taking submissions for a new name to this icebreaker. If you have any good ones, Joey.
All right.
I don't think
I'll see what I
Collin
can come up
is
with.
satisfied with quality questions. So,
Ooh,
but he also,
I don't know. I got nothing else.
you haven't offered anything else.
I missed the basket of the debate.
I know. Why can't we have the basket debate? So, okay, we're each going to read our question.
Okay.
And then we'll each respond to each other's.
Okay.
Why don't you start?
All right. Would you rather always lose your keys or always forget your phone?
Oh my
Oh,
god!
I lose my keys all the time anyways.
Oh, yeah.
My wife goes, it's where they're supposed to be hanging up. And I'm like,
There you
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have one of those tiles? Is it a tile? The Apple tiles that you can like put on your keys to find them?
To track it, like on your phone.
Oh, it's somewhere in the house. Have I put it on the keys? No.
Oh,
That's even better.
Yeah.
It's just the same problem.
There's a problem that I don't want to remove because it's the
That's
great. Excitement of the day.
What about you?
Keys. I do not do without my phone. It's very rare. And my wife, same way, she will tell you that. It's a real problem. Not a problem, but it's something I'm working on personally. So I'd rather lose my keys for sure.
I think I'd say phone because the world can wait if they need to. And the thing is, I'm always running late. And if I can't find my key, like I count on, like I don't add any time in getting ready to look for keys. So if my keys aren't there when I'm ready to go out the door, like there's no extra time allotted.
We're aging at that point.
So I need to make sure I have my keys. So when I got to go, I can be where I need to be.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd say that. Okay. My question says, would you rather always stand out or always blend in? That's an uncomfortable question. I don't know. I think when I was younger, I would say always blend in. I had a similar question to this with my friends when I was in high school of would you rather be overdressed or underdressed? And I said underdressed because I don't want to bring attention to myself being overdressed. But now I feel like there's like value in standing out. So it depends on how I'm standing out probably.
Yeah.
What about you? Y'all.
Oh, and when you start bodybuilding, you're standing out. That's a given.
Yeah, you're probably really used to that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. When I was younger, I think I would have probably said stand out, but the older I get, blend in. I think it just comes with, like you said, like just different things that you've accomplished or, you just become more comfortable with yourself, especially when you become a parent. You're just like, oh, I don't need that attention. Yeah, put the attention on my wife or them. So I would have to go with that.
Yeah, I feel like I could say both for different reasons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What's your question?
Mine's
Collin?
not as fun. Would you rather live a short, meaningful life or a long, ordinary one?
Oh, no.
Morbid.
Well, who's to say ordinary isn't meaningful?
Look, I grew up in the generation of YOLO, so, we'll bring it back.
I am a quality over quantity, so that's definitely how I'm going to have to answer that. Yep, absolutely.
Quality
which kind of
over
fits,
quantity.
what I do. So
yeah, I also would probably say that. I don't necessarily care about living forever or living so long, but when I am alive, I want it to be good.
Yep, meaningful.
So,
that's right. Sounds great.
Knock on wood for all of us.
Yeah. Could happen today.
Did you answer that question?
Yeah, it was quick and fast.
YOLO?
YOLO.
YOLO's your answer. Okay, cool. Those are good. Okay, well, Joey, tell us about Level Wellness. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
And from what you were kind of telling me before, it sounds like you guys are just one big wellness stop
Mhm.
shop.
Yeah, we like to use the word, our branding kind of follows the word ecosystem, because it all blends in, it all affects one another. And then that intercommunication is just incredibly important in a healthcare system that is not that way, you know? So wellness is one of those spaces where it can kind of be in a vacuum as well. And we're trying to be hyper aware of that in general. Whether it's, you know, newest wearable technology or it's a new scanner or a new assessment. That's one of the things that we're really trying to do, and then putting it all in a space with very capable providers so that you can deliver that care and then naturally come back over time. Whether you're bodybuilding or whether you're running a race or whether you're becoming a parent or you're going on vacation and you need to get 20, 30,000 steps a day. You know, we have been open, our Franklin location, since mid-December. We've had multiple lifespan patients, people as young as, you know, 18 to 21 and as old as 65 with different things, whether they want to just get a little bit toned, their words, not mine, or they want to run a half marathon or whatever the case may be. So we want to try and make sure that we're putting all of that in one space and making life a little bit easier on the clients who choose to like go on this wellness journey with us.
Okay, so they come to you like with a goal.
Not even a goal.
Okay.
You know, they can just come to us in general, wanting to become healthier or whatever it may be. You know, we just use those as kind of ideas that people can relate to.
Yeah.
Some people need a little motivation, like an event or like that's not their natural inclination. We're able to kind of cater to both.
Okay, I'm training for a half marathon right now.
Perfect.
What would you say that would be good for me?
So this is what I'll tell you. As far as this is a great entryway. That's a great question. We have something called a levelology assessment, and it's trademarked. It is something where you come in, you meet with our practitioners, and I'll use that in particular. The first person that you speak to is typically our nurse practitioner. We do an assessment if this is what you would like to entail, all encompassing, where it includes an assessment, lab work, so metabolic assessments, and then we have physical assessments, like a DEXA scan to look at body composition, or we'll have kinetisense to look at movement, especially if we're running, to look at our stride, look at our length, look at our impact, just to kind of get an idea. And then we have VO2 max and metabolic assessments in that, as far as like resting metabolic rate. So it really just depends on like what your goals are in particular to you. So it's really tough to give recommendations without having a little bit of like HIPAA disclosure. You know?
I see.
So we can always have that discussion off air and go off of those sorts of things. But as far as different services that we can offer, we offer personal training. We have chiropractic just to help with adjustments, assisted stretch, so mobility. Then we have recovery, as you're going through, so that you're able to put in the work, throughout up to it, whether it's compression, whether it's IV therapy, there's a lot of modalities that we use to get you prepared.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What kind of got y'all set on this path to do this whole thing? Because I feel like this is like where the industry is trending.
Oh, for sure.
But like you're probably on like the early wave of it. So like, what got you on that?
It's kind of a loaded answer. I started out, I'll give a little bit of personal background to give you an idea of the broader picture for our group. I started out in the hospital setting as a nurse, and now I'm a nurse practitioner, but I also am very engulfed in the wellness space, health in general, because my wife's a physical therapist as well. Nice. So it's kind of the lifestyle that we lead. That was a path that you just see over time. You see where people are wanting to have autonomy over their own health. They're wanting to take matters into their own hands and then be able to use that to do more preventative things as correcting things when they become a problem. If you look at the wellness industry, I know you guys know this better than anyone else. The wellness industry is booming, and it's only going to continue to trend upwards. I think we're at a little bit of a crossroads, to answer your question, because there's a lot of intersecting with wellness that maybe has never happened before. Wearables, you have the medical bleeding into it. So you're looking at different research articles. You have professionals who are doing podcasts or writing articles, or it's becoming more accessible through AI or through podcasts or whatever avenue you would like to use. So I think it's multifaceted, but it's also something that just in general, we're trying to have autonomy over our health as consumers, clients, whatever words you want to use.
And how hard is this to get out to are you guys, well, I guess, but let me zoom back out, like your target audience and clients, like who is that? Is that for everyone in the area, or is it after?
So if you're looking at we have an ICP, which is like basically a specific client that we tend to market towards. But to be honest with you, it's evolved over time. I've sat in a lot of meetings with our medical director, myself, or our providers, our nurse practitioners, our nurses, our estheticians, and we have these discussions over and over again of where it's going to evolve over time, because it's not just the physical wellness that we provide. We also do medical grade aesthetics, so it's the it's the bleed of both that sometimes can be separated, but we're trying to basically pull it all together into one to make it, again, all encompassing. So, to be honest with you, I think it's just a discussion that's evolved over time with seeing the market and what it's dictating, and then where it's going to go, and how everybody wants to be able to have everything under one umbrella where it's all communicating, it's all intertwined, as opposed to being separated, where you have to go to get your injectables at this place, or you have to go and get a chiropractic adjustment here, and then you have to drive across town for personal training. We're trying to break the mold of, no, it's possible for you to be able to have all of that in one place with professionals that are communicating literally 2 or 3 doors down. So
my first training gig was in a system very similar to that. It was it was an orthopedic place. They'd go to the doctor, surgery, PT, and training. It was very nice because you could literally ask the last person that they just saw, hey, what do I need to look out for? This, and that. And then it's a way streamlined process. I still have some of those people now.
Absolutely. And it's wild too. Whenever we do our levelology assessments, again, it's just a term that we use to put all of the assessments together. It's collaborative. Whenever the way that for our medical providers in general, I kind of think of it as rounds. If you're looking at it in like a hospital or Western medicine context, where you have different providers who are coming together, they're having a discussion. How was training this week? How was the chiropractic adjustment? How was their stretch session? Do we feel like mobility is getting better? What do their labs look like? What are their goals? So they're all sitting at a table and they're having a discussion, and that's something that you just do not see that very often with all the things that we're trying to offer, all the things we're speaking about.
Yeah, it's actually refreshing, because it's very hard, as a trainer, I'm sure you get this, when you try and contact the doctor or a PT and they just don't write you back. You're like, dude, we're here for the same person. So that's neat.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that's so valuable, and is definitely the future in the wellness industry.
Absolutely.
And people just appreciate knowing they can go to one place, and it's because all wellness can be so overwhelming with just all the things that you're told you're supposed to do. And then to have them all separated and none of them being communicating with each other, it's just kind of a crazy show.
It is.
Doesn't work well. So I think it's amazing what Level Wellness is doing to keep it all in one.
Absolutely. And, to be honest with you, we've had discussions, the group that I work with and work for, about how this is going to evolve over time. Because personally, I've worked in primary urgent care, hormone weight loss, IV, done that for years now, and then certified in all of it. And it's definitely something that you got both hit the nail on the head. It's going to be super important for this to be successful and for it to be as beneficial to the masses, whoever that may be, for whatever age of life, for the communication to be there. And that's, it's not just the coming to someone whenever you have a problem or you need a treatment specifically. It's also coming to them for information, which is why you guys do such a fantastic job of bringing in different perspectives and having a conversation with them and sitting down and, just taking in the education that you can, having that, I won't use source of truth because it's kind of overused, but just a place that you can go that you trust the people, you trust the source, you trust what they're going to offer, you trust them to not necessarily do the work for you, but kind of do the work for you.
Yeah.
Do you think this type of model has the ability to shift the whole industry almost to a 180 to where it is now?
I do. And that's part of the mission and our daily focus. You know, it's a discussion that I have with the practitioners that we have in our daily stand-up meetings of what we're trying to do, how we come across, how we relay information, and then just the trust, gaining it back over time. I do think it will take time, but I think it's without a doubt a step in the right direction.
Okay, nice. So I always kind of see this as you know how TVs was like the top end TV was like just so expensive and hard to get to, but then it slowly became more and more the norm, and then it got out to everybody to where now like you can go to great TV for $200, and it's like nothing. Is that kind of like where you think this will kind of go the same way? It'll almost like phase out old healthcare into this new system, and it starts that way.
I think there's a lot of factors at play that I could talk about that for hours just for the sake of insurance. Cash pay practices, the different approaches between the two, people's view of each of those, and then getting back to the discussion of personal health and people taking it all under their own purview and then just running with it, not relying on a primary care provider only, getting a wellness provider who's able to blend in and do things and help and be that source of truth like I was talking about. So I think it's a step in the right direction. I think the overarching fixing it, quote unquote, I don't know if I'm necessarily the best person to answer that. It's a much larger picture, but I do think as far as bringing acceptable and understanding and easily digestible healthcare or wellness care to the masses, this is a great step towards that.
Whenever, or I guess with all the modalities you guys have and the experts that you have in different areas, is that realistically like hard to bring together? Like how was that to find the best people in each of these areas and have them all, were they all like immediately on board? Like, I need that person. I want to be in the middle of this. Yeah.
It's that's a unique question because it is definitely, I would say the best word that you have to really emphasize, or the word I would use to emphasize all of this, is collaboration. You have to have certain, I won't even say personalities. You have to have certain demeanors towards the way that we're trying to approach this, and that's everyone in-house. The personal trainer has to have a collaborative mindset, the nurse practitioner, the chiropractor, the massage therapist, the dietitians. They just have to be very team-oriented, and that is a lot of what we do whenever we're doing our interviews and we're vetting, is we have some acronyms that we use, and we have some internal things that we use to try and, guide that and to see what type of person they are. But realistically, it comes down to teamwork and collaboration, because to piggyback off of everything we've talked about up to this point, it's incredibly important for that to be the case, or otherwise the entire system doesn't reach its fullest potential.
Do you guys have amongst the team different ideologies in there to hit different populations? Because like marathon running is different than like bodybuilding or just general health. Like, so how do you do that? And then balance, because the egos that I think if the trainers, because this is insane. I've ran a team of trainers before, and you're just like, what are we doing?
So this is we do have different. So like, for instance, personal trainers. At our Franklin location, we have 2 personal trainers that have a little bit of different emphasis on what their background is, what their experience is. And then naturally, we're going to continue to evolve towards that, whatever it may be. And that's one of the things that our entire team does such a fantastic job of, is our marketing team and our PR team is fantastic at capturing data to know what our clients want, what we're seeing, what we're hearing, what comes on reviews, what is the feedback that we're getting. Because if we notice that there is a propensity to lean more towards running as opposed to bodybuilding. Naturally, we will work towards bringing someone that does that. That's kind of the mindset that our entire leadership team has is just like the teamwork and collaboration internally. We have to have that from the top down, because if we don't, how are we going to evolve? How are we going to reach the people that we need to? How are we going to deliver our mission? So that is a lot of just continuing to live through those things we were just talking about a second ago from the top down. So to specifically answer your question, if for some reason we don't have someone that does that, like personal trainer, you use that as an example, we will put out an ad. We'll reach out. We'll use our networking to try and address that. That's not something you'll ever really have to worry about.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah,
cool.
For sure.
We're going to take a quick break, but after that, I want to know more about the level assessment. Is what
Levelology.
It's called? Levelology.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah. Get more into that and kind of see specifically what that would look like for someone if they came to you guys.
If you're a wellness or fitness pro looking for a space that truly fits the way you work, check out B2 Wellness Suites. With locations in Brentwood and Mount Juliet, B2 offers private suites, shared offices, and day rentals, all in a calm, welcoming environment designed for our industry. But it's more than just a space. It's a community of like-minded professionals who support, inspire, and grow together. Learn more at b2suites.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the NFM Podcast. We are here with Joey talking about Level Wellness, and you guys have a trademarked assessment.
That's right.
Called the Levelology.
That's it. That's it. It's catchy. Yeah. We wanted it that way for a reason, and it sticks, because every time I tell people, it's always like raising an eyebrow, but it's also, you can tell they want to know more.
Yeah, the Levelology. Tell us from the top down.
Yep.
Or the bottom up, whatever.
Yeah, so it can be broken down. I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Physical assessments and then metabolic assessments. So if you become a Level Wellness member, because we are a membership model.
Okay, I was going to ask about that.
Absolutely. Yep. So it is a membership model that's included in that. You get 2 Levelology assessments per year, per calendar year is the best way to think about it. So Levelology assessment is what we consider our pinnacle assessment. So you come in, you meet with our provider, nurse practitioner, who will do a one-on-one session, talk about your background, your medical history, normal things like if you're having a wellness assessment. Labs are drawn for the metabolic aspect to look internally at what is going on and to get an idea if any symptoms line up with what we're seeing, and then we can address them. And then we have our physical assessments that are attached to that include a DEXA scan to look at bone composition, body composition, all the things that surround that. We have kinetisense for movement, which I alluded to earlier in the podcast. That is used for a lot of things, and you would actually be really surprised. It can help with range of motion in all extremities, posture. It's huge for posture, and our chiropractor uses that a lot for adjustments. Okay. We have VO2 Master is what we use for our VO2 max and resting metabolic assessment, just to help with that cardiorespiratory. And another thing I didn't mention earlier is we also have x-ray capabilities for our chiropractor. Okay. So we have that in-house. We look at the reads. He has them. We also send them to a radiologist just for, medical legal purposes. But we have all of those assessments that can be used. I alluded to earlier our collaboration piece. So when we get everything back, because it can take some time, especially with the lab work, our team sits down and we have a discussion about what your concerns were, what your goals are, what are we looking at, what are we seeing, and we present to you a care plan that can be handed out over time. For whatever that may be, whether you choose to do personal training services or see our chiropractor, assisted stretch, make a decision on something regarding the medical grade aesthetics, we're able to address it all in-house, and then you're able to follow back up with our provider so that you're able to get that care plan and move forward with whatever you want to address. Yep.
Wow, I want to get this done.
Yeah, come on down.
I love the idea of just having a full assessment. You get everything checked out, and then the experts look at that, and then give you a care plan. Like these are your options of things that would help you based on what we found.
And it's pretty interesting too, because whenever we first set down this, we wanted to make it as digestible as possible. We wanted to make it where it's very, I won't say black and white because the gray matters in our world.
Yeah.
But we wanted it as black and white from a presentation standpoint so that you could say, okay, these are clearly the things that I need. And it's not something where we're ever going to tell you that. It's a collaboration piece. You know, you're working with our providers, you're having those discussions, and it all comes down to what we're seeing and also what you're telling us. And we do that through, the best way to describe it is like a packet. You know, it's a presentation that we give you back with everything and all of your results, that not only are you speaking to the provider and you're getting that, but you have physical representation that you're able to take to track progress and then to kind of stew on whenever you get home, whenever you're reviewing everything.
Wow.
Has there been, what's been like some of the biggest roadblocks or hurdles y'all have had to jump over initially?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know there's got to be some.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know,
how long have you guys been open?
Our Franklin location opened the doors to the public in mid-December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Roadblocks are, you know, to be honest with you, it's actually has not been as big of a deal as you would expect. And I say this because of our team. We have a lot of people behind the scenes and in the scenes. So I'm not basically belittling that in any capacity. Whenever something comes up, we're able to address it from whether it's a charting issue or whether it's something that we need to just tweak. I would say the biggest thing that we've seen is just making sure the collaboration piece is as clean and then as presentable as possible. Because again, we touched on that earlier. Whenever you have something like this that has the different not even opinions, but different approaches that are all coming in, we want to make sure that we're all on the same team and have the same goals in mind so that moving forward, we're able to get the best result. So quite honestly, it's just kinks that are going to come with something like this, which we alluded to earlier. But even then, it all gets back to the team. You know, everybody has been great about working together, and then the friendship that you get from just doing that over and over and over again, even if you are work colleagues, it becomes better and better and better over time.
I don't think you said, is there a lead to the team at the end of the day that kind of relays everything to the patient? Yeah.
So our current structure is we have a medical director who is at the peak of it all. We'll put it that way. Always that way, just because we want to make sure that we're rooted in those results and we're giving the best recommendations in general. Typically, the relay of information comes from our nurse practitioners. And that's the one who you will typically see on the initial as well as the follow-up. And that's kind of our approach specifically with Levelology. Now, naturally, if you come in and you make a decision that you only want to see a chiropractor or you only want to do personal training, a la carte is always an option. That's a model that we have built in as well. So from the Levelology standpoint, it is the nurse practitioner that takes the lead on the relay of information.
Nice.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what the membership would look like, or a la carte? Like if I did the top level of membership, like what does that include? What do I get?
Yeah, absolutely. So our membership is 2 Levelologies that you get biannually, and then all of the things that include that.
Okay,
right?
and that's like the one membership.
That's right. Right. Personal training is not included in that, but you do get cold plunge. You get infrared sauna, you get compression therapy that is all inclusive whenever you are that upper tier, the level membership, as well as access to our group fitness classes, which we spoke on a little bit as well. Just we want to make sure that not only from a group fitness class, because I know for some individuals that is their bread and butter whenever it comes to getting in their physical activity. So naturally, we want to make sure we're offering those to all of our clients. But also, we call it a group X room or a small group class where we can use it for education as well. So maybe we have a class, for instance, regarding, I'll use the example of hormone replacement therapy. Maybe one of our experts comes in and we have 10 to 15 members who want to learn, and it's a 30 to an hour discussion, and we have a PowerPoint, and we have this, and we educate just to make sure
So
again,
nice.
that is another option that we have for our members who decide to partner with us.
I love that, because then it's not just like, oh yeah, we think you need to do some hormone replacement therapy.
Yep.
And they're like, okay, that's expensive, I guess.
Yep.
But like, to be able to go and be educated on like why this would be helpful and what is this actually doing is so valuable. What has like the clients or just the people's response been? Because you are pretty new. I haven't met anybody that's doing what you guys are doing. What's the people's response to everything?
I think, it's been great. Every single person that I've talked to or I've had discussion with, everybody is a little, a lot actually excited about it, because it's new, and I would assume on that side of things, it can be a little overwhelming. Especially, we do walkthrough tours where you can come in and see the space and see what it's about and have that idea of what we represent as a community. But then you also get to see all of the things. And whenever you're having a discussion, and let's just say that tour lasts 15, 20 minutes, that's a lot of information to take in that amount of time. And so we want to make sure that whenever we are doing that, or anyone comes in or they're excited or have questions, that we're taking the time to do that. And I will tell you, we have a great team in Franklin, and our concierge lead, Brianna, does a fantastic job of taking time, sitting with you, having discussions, answering questions. And I've seen it many times where we will have a client who will sit and discuss, and they'll have a specific question about personal training. She'll just walk over, she'll grab Joe, and then they'll have a discussion about his philosophy, what he does, how long he's been doing it, any questions. So it's great because there's not a lag in time to get answers, and that's one of the things that we're trying to address.
Yeah, I'm sure they really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's been the overarching response to it all.
Yeah, because they just probably feel very taken care of, and with the nature of what you guys have, you're looking at the whole person, and that includes like taking time with each person.
And to elaborate on that a little bit further, have you guys seen pictures of the space?
No, I was going to ask, how big is this facility?
Yeah. So the space in general is, I'll just use generalities. It's around 13,000 square feet. We have different segments for different things. We have our training studio, we have our medical suite, we have the chiropractic area, we have recovery, we have the male and female restrooms where the cold plunge and the sauna are. But we also have a community space. And that's one of the things that we really want to emphasize to all of our members and all of our clients, is that space is a place for you not only to take care of yourself metabolically and physically, but also mentally. We want to make sure that you have a space to come and hang out. And some of the partnerships that we have are with Ian Rose. So you can grab a juice, you can get a protein shake, you can get all of these things just hang out or open up your laptop and do work if that's what gives you, happiness. But there's we want to make sure from the top down that we're addressing all the pillars of health, and obviously mental health is a big one.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, I can't wait to come check you guys out.
Yeah.
This is so cool to hear about. I love all of it.
Absolutely.
And you've done a great job at sharing, I feel like, a very big topic and lots of areas to cover. I feel like you've made it pretty clear for the listeners. So
good. I'm glad.
If you guys are interested in Level Wellness, then where can they find you?
Actually, any and all social media outlet is the impression that I'm under. We have at Level Wellness on Facebook and Instagram. I believe we have a TikTok. I believe we have a YouTube, or you can just call our office, or you can stop in, because as long as we're there, our concierge team will gladly take care of you. We'll always be there, and we look forward to seeing you guys.
Yeah, I feel like stopping in would be cool, because then you get to see the space too.
Oh yeah, it's really tough because I have a lot of people, since I've gone down the journey of becoming a member of the Level Wellness team, it's actually really, it's taken time to describe it. And it's okay. It comes with it when you have all these things that we're trying to put into one, but it's really hard to do it justice until you come in and see it and meet the people and walk the space. The tour takes a little bit of time. It's a pretty good, you get some good steps in during. Yeah. So it is one of those things where you're able to check it out, especially if you've never seen, or you have a hard time visualizing what that would look like. in a physical space, coming and checking it out, you really get to see how we've brought it to life.
Yeah. So cool.
Yep.
I'm sure that everybody's like itching to be a part of this. So if you guys are interested, then you can find them on their website, Instagram, TikTok, all the places that you just mentioned. And it's at Level Wellness.
At the Level Wellness.
At the Level Wellness.
That's it.
Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for listening today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. On behalf of NFM and Spread the Positive, we're so thankful that you guys tune in every time. And we can't wait to catch you on the next one.